Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing rated Battleground Blitz. Pretty much this is going to be level 80 only because obviously you can go to 80 now, but that's pretty much that. If you guys noticed, my thumbnail might be a little bit different. It's actually just a last minute thing that I happened to put up, so don't make fun of me too much. But I needed like a new thumbnail, even if it's not good, something that's at least, it just something that's there. So at least I can, change it between. It's not going to be changed every time, but just like after a certain amount of times, I'll just put something else there, even if it's bad. Who cares? So pretty much we're going to be starting off with Mage. Frost Mage is really insane right now. You're doing a bunch of damage. Your orb's pretty much up permanently because you're hitting so many people at a time that you're literally just you're having non-stop damage as a Frost Mage. They're doing a lot of damage. So Fire Mage is probably going to be really bad. I don't see it ever being viable, at least for right now. They nerfed its AoE build, and it's a single target build, so Fire Mage is pretty much a no bueno. That's not going to work. Arcane Mage is actually pretty solid, is what I'm hearing. Now, the thing is, I haven't seen enough, so I'm going to put this at like low A. So, that's pretty much that. That's just, I've seen a few, and I've seen their Arcanosphere do a lot of damage. I don't know if it's like, they literally, if they get Berserk, or not even Berserk, but just full popping off, they can literally, like, destroy an entire team fight. They definitely pump. But, yeah, so pretty much I'd say low A, maybe in between, just somewhere in A. Next back we're going to be going with is going to be Warrior. Arms Warrior and Blitz. So based off of what I've seen is I guess they're not as good as what I thought they were going to be. And in pre-patch and stuff in the beta and or whatever, they were actually not bad. But I guess at 80, it's just a lot of classes change. So Warrior's going to be probably a little bit better than Mage, a little bit I guess. Not like an insane amount though. They're both just kind of I mean it's good to have an arms warrior just for the huge MS and the AoE MS, but like other than that, I don't see it being, all that great to be honest. Next spec that we're going to be going with is going to be Fury Warrior, which is going to be where do I want to put it? Probably where Arcane is, like somewhere in A tier. I think it's good. I think it's doing a lot of pressure. It's doing a ton of damage. I don't think it's S tier yet, just because it dies really quick. It's like a steroided, Windwalker. So it does a ton of damage. If it hits you, it's killing. But they do take a lot of damage. Like if you focus the Fury Warrior, he'll die really quick. So I think it's still really good though. And then prop Warrior is gonna be just trash. It's like it's not gonna be good. I honestly will just put it at D tier. That's just, I don't ever see a tank warrior being good for flag carrying or anything like that. Not even sitting a base, nothing. Next spec that we're going to be going with is going to be Druid. Boomy is going to be S tier. Just overall, you get everything as a Boomy. Not only can you hit bases like a rogue, but you're getting ton of AoE bleed damage. You're pretty much just, you have everything you need. You have CC for healers, you have tons of damage, you have healing, you're able to hit bases, you're just able to do everything as a Boomy, which makes it S tier. You're gonna at least see one in every lobby. Next spec we're gonna be going with is gonna be Feral Druid. It's probably gonna be B just because it can sit bases and it can also hit bases. That's the reason it's a little bit better than Fire Mage, but not much. It's playable. You can make it work. I would rather have a rogue or something else. But like if you do get a Feral Druid and they're hitting bases, great, whatever. But otherwise, I don't really see it being good. It's just it has damage, but like damage doesn't really matter that much when it comes to these type of classes because they're not able to, they're good at sitting bases, but it's just you just rather have a rogue. Let's be honest. So good at sitting bases, but I don't think it's gonna be that good. I don't think you're gonna see these guys often. They're good in arena and all that good stuff, but unless they're sitting a base or hitting a base with somebody else, I just don't see it being that good. And yeah, no. It's Feral Druid, so I guess it's better than Fire Mage and stuff like that. It's not terrible. It's like high B, maybe low A, but otherwise I don't see it. I don't, think I'm gonna see it very often. Next pick that we're gonna be going with is gonna be Wrestler Druid. Wrestler Druid's just been god tier for it's been goated so far. Does a ton of healing. Pretty much can keep your team up. Between that and Mistweaver, those are going to be your top healers, and then you have Presevoker behind that. But that's pretty much it. Next bet that we're going to be going with is going to, oh yeah, we didn't do tank. Tank's going to be pretty much your only two tank options, by the way. If you're wondering what your two tank options are, if you're trying to tank, these are your two options. So you have Tank Bear and you have DH. If you guys have faced a DH tank before in RBGs, you already know how strong these guys are. Their ability to literally just kite around the entire map and never let, like, if it's a good DH, I've seen some really good ones that just never get caught. So these are pretty much your only two options. And the good thing is, on non-tank maps, I don't know if, how Blitz works, if it only gives tanks, like, flag carry maps, which I don't think so. But, yeah, the fact that these guys can go Boomy as off-spec and then DH as off-spec is, pretty nice. Next spec that we're going to be going over is going to be DH, which is probably going to be where Arcane is. It's going to be good AoE, so it's going to be A tier, so around, like, Warrior. I wouldn't say it's high anything. I'd say it's like they both just do really good damage. They die kind of quick, but at the end of the day, they're gonna do a ton of damage. You're just doing unhealable damage to anything you can hit. It's not gonna be the greatest. It's not gonna be the best, but it is gonna be playable, and you're gonna see these guys regardless. Maybe not Arcane as much, but DH and Fury Warrior, you'll always see those. Next spec that we're gonna be going over is going to be Paladin. Ret Pally is probably gonna be where Warrior is. Surprisingly, it's not doing as good as I thought it was gonna do. Ret Paladin in RBGs, you usually see a Ret Paladin in every single match in RBG, but based off what I've seen, they're alright. But I haven't seen them doing like huge AoE damage or anything like that, so they're kind of just, they go in there and they kind of just die, to be honest. You get their bubble pretty much instantly, and then it's lights out. It's like a Windwalker. Pretty much they go in and just die. But at least Windwalker has like the potential to kill everything around it. Like, it has AoE dam. HPAL pretty much is going to be, do I want to put an HPAL in D? I think it's playable, but it's not going to be good. So I'll put it where Fire Mage is. It could even be D tier. You're not gonna ever, if you see an HPAL on your team, unless it is literally like Warsong Glitch or something, or, something that requires a flag, it's not going to be good. Because, I mean, having sack and, stuff like that is great. Lay on hands, too. But, like, overall, its overall healing is going to be terrible. It's not going to be fun. You're not going to enjoy it. And that's pretty much that. Prop Paladin is going to be garbage. We kind of already expected that. So that's pretty much that. Next bet that we're going to be going over is going to be DK. So, having a DK on your team, and I've seen every BG I've seen of Naj play so far has had a DK in it, so it's probably going to be where S tier is. So having a DK on your team, not only do you need a grip, so A-Bomb grips everybody in. Imagine if you have a Boomy, a Mage, a Fury Warrior, just a bunch of stuff that can just permanently cleave while this guy's gripping and everything. On top of that, they're doing a lot of damage. Unholy DK is going to be really good. People were clowning on this class when they got nerfed, but they're still insanely broken, and they're still insanely good. So people were trolling hard. Next bet that we're going to be going over is going to be Frost DK. Frost DK is probably going to be in the same category. Now, it might have good damage, but at the end of the day, they're going to go in there, and I guarantee they're going to die within very soon. And these guys don't have consistency. They just have burst. Fury Warrior DH have consistent burst. Like, they do damage always. And then Arcane's just that one spec that literally annoys healers, and then has its big Arcane Sphere just to literally kill everything it can. So that's the only reason I'm putting it at low A. Because, I've seen Arcane Mage, and they do damn. I don't think they're, like, high A or nothing, but they're definitely good. Frost DK, though, it could be good. Okay, you can make it work, but again, the moment it gets targeted, it's literally just gonna, it has a big burst window, and then after that, it's pretty much just, maybe in random Blitz, it's gonna do good, but once you get raided, like, once you actually get in the game, I guarantee it's gonna get focused by, like, 6 DPS at once, and it's gonna die almost instantly. I just mark my words. When has Frost DK ever been good in RBDs or anything like that? Next pick that we're going to be going over is going to be Blood DK. Surprisingly, I guess Blood DK is doing better than I thought. Honestly, I'm not even going to bother putting it high. The only two tanks that I can ever tell anybody to play are going to be Tank Druid and Tank DH. If you're playing anything else, you're just throwing. That's like, obviously, You know, your other best option is going to be Blood DK. But other than that, there's just don't do it. Trust me, it's not worth. Just play the meta. Next fight that we're going to be going over is going to be Rogue. So apparently Assassination Rogue is actually insane. I haven't actually seen much gameplay from Assassination Rogue, but based on other tier lists that I've watched and went over, and then obviously other people's BGs, apparently it's doing good. I didn't really see enough to where it's like, oh well, this class is broken. I didn't see enough of that, but I did see one that orb map where the guy was literally just doing unhealable AOE damage to everything, and I guess was just pumping full throttling. So Assassination Rogue, Sub Rogue is gonna be S tier. These are kind of obvious ones because you want a rogue on every team, and both of these classes are doing good right now. So it's kind of like a no-brainer that these would be, you at least want one of these specs on your team, and hopefully you have one, because having a rogue on your team, having him to go hit bases while your tank sits or something is gonna be great. You can easily win games based off of doing that. But yeah, it's gonna be great. Next place that you're going to be going over is going to be Outlaw Rogue, which is going to be absolutely useless. Fire Mage level useless. Not very good at all. And for tank, I'll put it up, I guess. I don't really want to put it at C tier because then it's like close to, it just looks better. So like this is like your closest option, I guess. Outlaw Rogue's pretty much useless. Sure, you can make it sit a base, but the moment it gets attacked, it's not guarding anything. It doesn't do any damage, it's just trash. Don't bother. The next spec that we're going to be going over is going to be Shaman. Restless Shaman is actually going to be pretty okay. With all of its totems, earthen, and its overall healing, it's not bad. It's probably better than most healers, to be honest. So it's going to be probably like medium A or somewhere around that. It's not like insane or nothing. You're rarely gonna see it, but if you do play it, it's not the end of the world. You could definitely make it work with this healer. The next spec that we're gonna be going over is going to be Ellie. Ellie's gonna be probably where Fury Warrior is, honestly, and DH and Arcane. It's gonna be that class, the same thing as like an Affilok, except at least as Ellie, you don't have to cast, so you're just flying meatballs out there and all that good stuff. So you're just having permanent damage, which is always nice. Enhancement Shaman is going to be the same thing as Fire Mage. Again, all these specs are just going to be useless. You're never going to see them. They're going to be really bad. It's not going to be fun. I'm not really going to put anything else in D tier for DPS wise because they are playable and you could make them work. Again, these could all, you can make them work in certain situations even if they don't seem that good. Any class can always somehow work. And if they can have a possibility of working, it doesn't make them D tier. So I'm not going to put them at D tier. Now these, tank-wise, I'm not going to put them anything other than D because they're trash. They're complete useless. They have 0% win chance. So next spec that we're going to be going over is going to be Disc Priest. Disc Priest is going to be probably not that very good. Probably around where Pharaoh Druid and these ones are. I just don't think they have the healing output. Like, they need a bunch of AoE healing in order to compete. And they just don't have AoE healing. Now, they have a bunch of defensive cooldowns, so the reason this class can work, or spec can work, is mainly because of its defensive utility. So if you're, if you're on a flag map, having double PS, dome, grip, knock, you're just getting a bunch of, utility for your team. PI, all that good stuff. Mind games, possibly. So, it's going to be playable. I don't think it's going to be Restless Shaman, just because of its healing is going to be low. Like, it's not going to be very good. It's going to be okay. I don't think you'll see many of them, to be honest. I think you're just not going to see many of these classes. You're going to see just the top 3, and that's about it. Especially when there's only 2 healing slots. Next spec we're going to be going over is going to be Holy Priest, which is going to be in the same category of HPAL. Again, both these specs, they have okay healing, but they don't have any AoE healing, and their defensives kind of just suck. So, unfortunate. Yep, not really going to work out. SP is actually going to be pretty solid, probably A tier level solid. So around where Ellie is, it's going to be doing damage, but is it going to be S tier level? Probably not. It is going to be good, so it's going to be, as long as it does damage and it just can kind of keep up with things, it's good. I don't think overall it's insane or anything like that, but I think it's A tier level good. It's like Ellie good, Fury Warrior good. These classes just have damage. It's nice to have one of them on your team, especially if they're good and they're just full throttling and they know who to target. But that's pretty much that. Next spec that we're going to be going over is going to be Windwalker. Windwalker is going to be the same thing. Just it has a lot of burst damage. Usually Windwalker doesn't. You're not really going to see an insane amount of these guys because they die. These classes die like pretty quick, and they get focused pretty quick as well. But mainly just Windwalker gets shredded. But to be fair, it does do a lot of damage right now. So it kind of evens out, and especially with their images not being able to be CC'd, they're just getting a bunch of AOE fist damage, and they're just kind of full throttling. With all their AOE abilities just coming in handy, and that's pretty much that. So they have damn. In situations, they're gonna be okay. But are they S tier good? No. They are good though. You'll see a okay amount of these guys. Mistweaver is gonna be S tier. Obviously it's been S tier for a very long time, just in RPGs in general. They do a ton of healing, even if their defensive cooldowns or utility isn't the greatest. Just their overall healing is gonna be insane. And then we have the next spec here, which is going to be Brewmaster, same thing. It's not a spec that I would recommend. It's not very good. You could possibly make it work, but I'm just not even going to bother. Honestly, we could probably just put it with DK. So, like, if you're looking to play in another tank, DK Brewmaster, somehow you could make it work. Maybe in another world it could happen. So, I don't know. I just don't think, I wouldn't bother with it. Don't throw it. Don't do it. If you're going to do it at low rated, please. Next fight that we're going to be going over is going to be Evoker. Pres Evoker is going to be your third healer. So these three are the top 3 healers. If you get one of these 3, then you're good to go. But you usually want 2. So you want either a Mistweaver or a Wrestle Druid. You want one of these 3 in your lobby, and you're going to have an overall advantage over the other team that's maybe playing with an H-Bow or something else. Dev Evoker is going to be in the same slot as Pharaoh Druid and Warrior. Pretty much, it does a lot of burst, but it's a single target off its burst, and it's the moment it gets focused, it's gonna die so quick. At least, same thing with the thing with a Pres Evoker is they do a ton of AOE healing, consistent AOE healing. Even though they might die quick, they're getting a bunch of healing, and it's being benefited. But I just don't think Dev Evoker is gonna be that good. I think after as long as you cover their main burst, you're pretty much good to go. As long as you just don't, oh, well, let me just not use any cooldowns on their cooldowns and I die because this guy fire blasts my entire team and he kills them. If that doesn't happen and you actually know what to do and you see one of these guys and you pull him in or you go him, you stun him on his damage, you're good. You'll be fine. Next fight that we're going to be going over is going to be Destro. Same category pretty much. Not going to be insanely good. You could make it work, so maybe, honestly, just due to the fact that you may want port, it might be good. I don't know, though. So the thing is, if you guys know the port thing on the ground where they kind of lift everyone off the ground and they take somewhere, if you put that with a priest and they knock them off, or a shaman, or something that can knock, and it's on a certain map, I guarantee if you can kill one healer with this, you'll win the team fight guaranteed pretty much. So having a warlock on your team that knows how to use that and you have a good, sync, like having a lock with somebody else and they're both in group and they know what to do and they're literally gating people, knocking them off the mountain or something, it's going to be very beneficial. I don't think it's going to be insane, but I think it's going to be beneficial to the team. So even if it does not the best, it's not the worst. I feel like it's probably going to be in the same situation as Arcane and Destro. You have good damage. It's okay. I don't think it's S tier level good. I just think it's okay. So that's pretty much that. It's just okay. It's playable. It's good. You might see a good amount of these guys, but it's pretty much Destro lock or Affy lock for lock wise. And then Demos is just going to be trash. It's just, yeah, it's a PV spec. I don't even remember the last time it's ever been good in RPGs. I don't even think it has. But yeah, it's pretty trash. Survival Hunter. It's probably going to be in the same category as Destro Log. I kind of underestimated Survival Hunter. It's the only reason this is going to be viable is because they're spam bombs. Their bombs are AoE, and they also get MS with their bombs. So not only are you just going to see these guys full throttling, explosive shot and bombs, but that's literally what they're going to do. They're literally just going to be spamming it over and over. And they do die quick, but it's going to be like a Windwalker. They're just going to be full throttle and damage. And it's kind of like a Fury Warrior, a DH. They're all just doing damn. AUG is going to be the same spot. Not going to be very good. Actually, wait, hold on. Um, I don't know what I want to put this at. Maybe I'll put it a little bit higher. I'm pretty sure AUG has this ability where it does like an insane amount of AoE dam, and that's the only reason I want to put it a little bit higher. But how high do I want to put this at? God, I just haven't seen any AUGs. Like, it's so hard when you don't see the spec, and you like, even if you watch people like all day playing, I just don't really run into the spec. So I don't have enough information to bait. So the thing is, if it does do damage, I haven't heard of. I don't even think it got buffed, so I don't really see why it would be doing good. So maybe it can be like survival level, good. I mean, I'm trying to like see what I want to put it at because it's. Hmm. I'll keep it there for now. I might switch it though. I don't think it's gonna be A tier though. I really don't. But unless it has like an AoE build, because I remember when I seen AUGs in, because I've watched other videos. I've watched other videos of other people playing. I haven't even seen an AUG yet, so I don't know how I can base it off of it. I think the only AUG I've seen so far, he did good damage, but it wasn't like S tier good. I'll just keep it low A, low A. Maybe high B. I don't think you're gonna see it often. I really don't. I think it's like a rare occasion, rare, very rare. So, um, I'll keep it low, but I don't know. Honestly, at that point, I might as well just put Dev Evoker at A as well then, if we being honest. Because if AUG's gonna be low A, Dev might as well be, because they do a lot of damage. They just, you know, they don't have AoE, but AUG does. I'll just do this. This probably looks better a little bit at least. Hunter is probably going to be same thing as everyone else. Uh, Mainly on tank maps and stuff like that, and hitting bases. It's kind of like a sub rogue, but imagine you hit a rogue and an Hunter on a base, you're going to be doing a lot of damage quick. So you're pretty much in the first 5 seconds of opening, that guy's going to be hopefully dead. And then Hunter is going to be trash. So pretty much this is going to be my list here. You can maybe switch something around here like Fury Warrior, DH, Arcane, but I think this is kind of just good here, honestly. Based off what I know. And the only thing that I might switch is all down to B tier, high B. I still don't think you're going to see many of these guys, and I doubt anybody really plays it much. But we're kind of in honor gear right now, so we don't know what's going to be best in slot whenever Conquest, but we'll come, once it comes down the road, we'll know, because stuff will be getting nerfed and buffed and all that good stuff. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. This is the tier list at level 80, and that's pretty much it. It's Ben X, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.